Alrighty. Hello. Welcome. Thank you for joining this evening. We are going to begin laying on our backs, but on top of a blanket, just for a little bit more comfort. So it doesn't need to be all folded up. It's more just a little cushion to have on top of your yoga mat. So you'll need one blanket for class today. And as you're ready, you can just recline onto your back. Rest your head on the ground and allow both feet to simply rest on the floor. And scoot your shoulder blades in a little closer together. And just invite your body to simply pause for just a minute before we move. A moment to just feel the way gravity keeps us connected to the earth beneath us. And we'll do just 4 rounds of a guided breathing today. Breathing in for about 4 seconds and breathing out for 8 seconds. And if that's not conducive to your practice, please feel so welcome to skip it. Otherwise, if you'd like to explore it, take a full breath in and just simply let it go all the way out. And then breathe in 4, 3, 2, 1, and pause. And then exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last round, breathe in 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Allow your breathing rhythm to kind of cycle into your more natural breath, but inviting a little more depth to it throughout your practice as you are centered around it. You can explore that breathing in for 4 and out for 6, if that is helpful for your focus, just in various shapes. It doesn't have to be the whole time. I know I said 8 seconds, but I meant 6. And then place both of your hands underneath your head so that your thumbs are right at the base of your skull on either side of the spine. So your thumbs gently press into the soft tissue there. When you find a good spot, there's no perfect spot, just find a spot that feels a little more tight, a little more tender perhaps to the touch. And just gently press and hold there. And then lift your chin like an incremental amount, like an inch. And then lower your chin down like an inch. So just pressing and holding in the same spot. Lift your chin and then lower your chin. One more time, chin lifts up. And then lower your chin and pause and hold here. Breathe into the space where you're feeling the pressure from your thumbs. Or explore a felt sense of that space as you breathe in, and then slowly let the air go all the way out. Release your thumbs for just a moment, and then reactivate. Repress your thumbs into your neck. Lift your chin a little, breathe in. And then exhale, lower your chin ever so slightly and breathe all the way back out. Relax your hands. Reach your arms up overhead. Legs stretch out long for a moment. Full body stretch, toes to fingertips. And then bring your knees into your chest and your arms reach straight out. And exploring and seeking a little core stability here, especially as we flow through some different shapes. We're going to find it here first on the ground. So breathe in and allow your core to relax and notice what happens to the lower back. Lifts away from the ground. And then as you exhale, squeeze your abdominal muscles and press the lower back into the ground, your lumbar vertebrae. Really connect them to the flat surface beneath you. And hold that effort. If your lower back starts to lift away from the ground, that's just kind of a gentle signal to re-engage the core. It loves to be relaxed, if at all possible. And then cross the right knee over the left knee, as if you were sitting in a chair and you cross the legs. And if it feels comfortable to your knee and your hip, you can wrap the right foot behind the left shin, or you can just hug the two ankles and the shin kind of in close to one another. It's up to you. And then begin to activate your core again. So the lower back presses down and squeeze your legs together. And just breathe a full, steady rhythm here as you keep low back connected to the ground and your legs squeeze and squeeze. Even if you can get that toe wrapped, maybe try having it unwrapped and just the shins pressing into one another. And then notice the difference between trying to press your shins towards one another versus trying to press your inner thighs towards one another. Really squeeze them. Notice how the inner thigh activity really ties in with the lower abdominal muscles. Breathe in here. And then cross the right elbow over the top of the left. Continue to keep your core engaged. It might even squeeze so much, your core shakes a little bit. And you'll bend your elbows and bring your hands closer to your face. And then option to press the backs of your hands into one another, or to do the double wrap and press your palms into one another. Elbows squeeze together and reach up towards the ceiling. Stabilize through your core. Lower back connects to the ground. And reach your elbows away from you. Breathe in, lift your elbows just a tiny bit up towards your head. And then exhale, bring them back toward right in front of you, right in front of the shoulders. Breathe in, reach them up a little bit. And exhale. One last time, breathe in, elbows reach up, squeeze your core, squeeze the inner thighs together. And then exhale. Unwind the arms, reach them out wide. Unwind your leg, left leg extends all the way out and rests on the ground. Right foot presses up towards the ceiling. Notice again how lower back is probably lifted off the ground. So reactivate your core and press the lower back down. You might even feel like it's trying to lift the left hip, the left heel off the ground. And so you'll press the left heel down to help stretch the front of the left hip as you press your lower back down. And then slowly open the right leg out to the side and just hover it out there. I kind of have a wall in the way, but you're welcome to open the leg out as far as you'd like, as long as you don't lose that activity of lower back pressing down to the ground. Reach out through your fingertips. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze the core. Breathe in. And then as you exhale, both knees come back into your chest. This time the left knee goes over the right. Squeeze your core, press the lower back down into the ground, and press the inner thighs together. Squeeze the legs together, maybe even the shins too. Just notice how much activity you can create within your own body. This time, the right arm goes underneath the left arm. Bend the elbows. Again, backs of the hands can press towards one another, or maybe you do palms on this side. It might be a little bit different depending on which arm is on top. Breathe here. Elbows reach up towards the ceiling. And then as you inhale, reach them up toward your head a little bit. Squeeze your core, squeeze the legs. Exhale, elbows back to center. And breathe in and lift ever so slightly. Exhale, bring the elbows back to center. One last time, squeeze your core. And as we unwind, don't lose the connection of lower back to the ground. Extend the arms out wide, right leg out long, and left leg out to the side. Lower back presses down with the strength of your core squeezing. Right heel presses down, and then reach out through that left leg. Breathe in, and breathe out. And then both knees come back to center, squeezing your core tightly the whole way to center. Reach both legs straight up and your hands up. Breathe in. Exhale, press up through your heels. So it's like your hips lift an inch or so up off the mat, and then reach your hands up towards the toes. Breathe in. Your knees can be a little bent if the hammies are tight. And then exhale, relax down. Allow your spine to arch for a moment. And one more time. Exhale, reach up towards the toes. Squeeze your core very tightly. And then inhale, relax. Arms reach up overhead, both feet set down to the ground. Low back can lift away from the mat. And just notice, probably get the sensation of core muscles that have been completely woken up. Then bring both knees into your chest. And find a few rock and rolls on your spine. Until you are ready to make your way to down dog. You're welcome to leave the blanket or remove it, either or. Press the ground really firmly away from you and just take a couple deep belly breaths. Maybe even bend your knees deeply and give your abdomen room to move from pelvic floor to diaphragm as you breathe. And then begin to tiptoe all the way to the tippy top of your yoga mat. Breathe and lift up halfway. And exhale, forward, fold, soften knees. Inhale, rise all the way up. Lift your arms. And exhale, both hands down to your heart. Lift all 10 toes. And just notice the pressure around the bottom of your foot. Maybe you put a little more into the outer heel and then begin to squeeze the floor with your big toes. Legs activate from there so that your glutes squeeze, core engages so that your hip points lift up, which is that same effort as going from the arched back on the floor to the lower back pressing into the floor, posterior tilt. Breathe and lift up both arms. And then exhale, fold forward over your legs. Right foot takes a big step back. Rise up with awareness of the core muscles. They're a little warmer, so you can probably feel them. Breathe in. Bend the back knee for a moment and keep that left knee lined up over the ankle or maybe even a little beyond. Squeeze your core tightly so the tailbone tilts down, and then keep that stability of the pelvis and re-extend your right leg. Might not go all the way if you begin to feel any pressure in the lower back. Need more core. And the core effort helps stretch the front of the right hip. Breathe in. And then exhale, reach forward. Gather the lower abdomen in. Step your right knee all the way into your chest and then cross the right leg over the left. Same shape we did when we were laying on the ground. You can do the double bind with the foot or tap the toes to the ground. But either way, gather the inner thighs in toward one another. Really get the lower abdominal muscles to work with your legs that way. Left arm goes underneath the right. Bend your elbows and the hands together, or you can hold the shoulders, either or. Squeeze the legs, squeeze your core. Breathe in, lift elbows high. And then exhale, round your back, bring your elbows towards the legs, squeeze the legs tightly. Inhale, lift up. Noticing the stability, and it's really drawn in shape, but it's a stability that we're going to bring in as we go into a fully expanded and open shape. One more time, lift the elbows back up. Back to neutral. Stabilize, squeeze the floor with your big toe. Squeeze the legs together. Notice the core strength you can gather in with that. And then begin to unwind your arms out wide. Stand tall on the left leg. Keep squeezing the core with all that strength so your tailbone tilts down. And then right leg extends all the way back behind you as you lift the right hip higher than the left into half moon pose. Right arm draws back. It's that same shape we were making laying on our backs. So squeeze your core. Both of those glutes to fire. Press out through both feet. Breathe in. Tuck the chin a little. And then exhale. Stand all the way back up. Right foot down to the ground next to the left. Both arms sweep up. Breathe in. Exhale, fold forward. Right knee bends, left arm lifts up to the sky. Maybe both are a little bent, but the left knee can be a little straighter. We'll inhale. And then exhale, both hands down to the ground. Tiptoe your feet all the way back, down dog. Maybe make your down dog a little bit of a wider stance than normal. To just experience a different way of gathering and stability for the shape, other than our normal patterns. Notice where you can create your own stability from the shoulders, legs, the core. Breathe in, shift forward, plank pose. Bend your elbows, slowly lower all the way down to the mat. Inhale, lift your arms and your legs. Tuck the chin back to the neck, nice and long. And then exhale, toes land down, hands land down, back to down dog. Breathe in, look forward. Exhale, you can step or you can hop to the top of your mat. Halfway lift up. Exhale, fold forward. Breathe in, rise all the way up to stand. Arms lift. And then exhale, palms together at your heart. Inhale, arms right back up. Exhale, fold. Left foot takes the big step back this time. Gather your attention around your core, cinching in the waist. Rise all the way up, back knee bends as you get there, both arms lift. Squeeze the floor with your big toe, press some weight into that outer right heel on the whole right foot. Right knee is dialing out clockwise as you squeeze the floor with the big toe. And then really engage your core. Hip points lift up, tailbone tilts a little down, and then press out through that left heel as you keep that full stability. And it's as if you're pushing the lower back into the mat just by squeezing the core. Breathe in. And exhale, reach forward. Abdomen gathers and stay focused on that right leg with your core. And then bring the left knee all the way up into your chest. Bend the right knee, cross the legs. Toes can kickstand down, or you can squeeze the foot or wrap it around. And this time the right arm goes underneath the left arm. Eagle pose. I couldn't tell you the Sanskrit name tonight. Squeeze the inner thighs towards one another. Maybe sit a little deeper if you'd like. Elbows reach away from you. Breathe and lift them up. Notice the stability of your core working with the inner thighs. Exhale, round forward. Breathe in and lift. Exhale, round forward. Breathe in, lift right back up. And exhale, last time, round forward. Stabilize through your core by squeezing the inner thighs as you lift. Unwind your arms all the way out. Stand tall on that right leg. Extend the left leg all the way back behind you. Still again paying attention to the abdominal muscles. Right knee is trying to dial out. Left hip lifts higher than the right. The wobble is perfectly normal here as you invite your body to explore new patterns of movement. As you practice creating your own stability. The wobbles in the muscles mean that your muscles are learning moving. That blood flow is even coming to those different muscle groups to help stabilize. Breathe in. And exhale, stand all the way back up. Both arms lift up. And then fold forward. Breathe in here. Left knee bends a little deeper, right leg can straighten a little bit more as you lift the right arm up to the sky. Your shoulders drop back. Right hip can pull back in space a little bit to help get that stretch all the way up the leg. And then fold down, right hand down. Tiptoe your feet back, down dog. Breathe here. Option to move through a vinyasa if you would like. Option to just hold a longer down dog and explore your breathing rhythm. Explore what your stability feels like tonight. And hold space for things to feel different each time you practice. Depending on what's happening with our surroundings or even our inner physical, mental, emotional, chemical experience of the body. Different things can be happening with your muscles each day. And then slowly lower both knees down to the ground. Weave your right arm underneath the left and curl the left hand all the way forward. We'll pause. And simply switch sides. The left arm moves underneath the right arm. Right arm curls all the way forward. Full belly breath, meaning allow the abdomen to relax as you breathe in. Make your way back to down dog, no rush. And then lift the right leg up to the sky. Slowly step your right foot halfway forward. Stay up on the tiptoes of your right foot and lift the left foot. Keep the chin tucked, back of the neck long. Breathe in. Dial the right knee out and squeeze the floor with your big toe. And gather your core in. And then slowly step your left foot while hugging your core in very tightly. Bring the left knee in toward the left elbow. Doesn't have to touch. Press the ground away from you. Squeeze the core. And then set your left foot down at the top of the mat. Right leg lifts, steps up to meet the left. Halfway lift. Exhale, forward, fold. Inhale, rise up. Lift up both your arms. Bring the right knee up with you. Exhale, step back, high lunge. Ooh, my blanket's still there. Arms lift. Squeeze your core. Exhale, reach forward. Exploring the same patterns of movement the second time around. Right knee steps into your chest. Exhale, cross the legs over one another. Squeeze the inner thighs, left elbow underneath the right elbow. Eagle pose. Gathering your stability. Breathe in. Keep your attention focused on what you are working on with your muscles. And then stand back up. Arms reach out wide. As you extend the right leg back behind you, Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Find the core stability here. And it's as if the tailbone's tilting towards the right heel. Breathe in. And then exhale. Bring your right knee all the way back up into your chest. Both arms reach up. And then exhale. Twist your torso to the right. Extend the right leg forward. Breathe in. And then exhale. Right foot down. Both arms lift. Inhale here. Get tall. And then exhale. Forward fold. Right knee bends a little deeper than the left as you lift the left arm up. Left hand comes down to the ground. Tiptoe all the way back to your down dog. Left leg lifts up high to the sky. Breathe in, press the ground away from you. Exhale, step your left foot halfway forward. Just for fun, exploring different ways to stabilize your body with your core. Lift up onto the tiptoes of the left foot as you lift your right foot. And stay flat to the ground. Gather them in towards the center of your palm. Squeezing the arms, elbows point back a little bit. And then bring your right knee all the way in toward the right elbow. They probably won't touch, but squeeze. Chin stays tucked. Breathe in. Exhale, slowly step your right foot to the top of the mat. Then the left. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, forward fold. Rise up, lift up your arms. Left knee into your chest as your hands lower down. Breathe in. Exhale, step your left foot way, way back. Arms lift, high lunge. Stabilize through the core. You want to feel a stretch in the front of the left hip with the strength that your core is providing to help tilt the pelvis. Breathe in. Exhale, reach forward. Step your left knee all the way up into your chest. Cross it over the right leg. Squeeze the shins and especially your thighs together. Right arm goes underneath the left arm. Breathe here. gather in toward the center line. So using your own arms and legs to create that center line stability. Slowly begin to unwind, stand tall. Arms reach out wide. And follow your core as you twist open to the left. Left leg extends back behind you. Arms reach out wide. Press out through both legs. Squeeze the core. It's like you're bringing your left ribs a little closer to the left hip. And then stand all the way back up, left knee into your chest. Exhale, twist your torso to the left and extend the left leg forward. Notice the shape you're in. Gather in a little more core support. And then lower down, lift the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Right leg straightens a little more than the left. Right arm up to the sky. Exhale. Right hand down. And tiptoe back to your down dog. Breathe in here. Breathe out. And then begin to walk your hands back to meet your feet. Soft knees. Halfway lift up. And then exhale. Forward fold. Bring your right hand to the outside of your right shin, or just kind of on the right shin. Left hand can stack on top for a moment. Grip the floor with your big toe, the right big toe. And it's as if your right knee is dialing out clockwise to really help get the outer hip to fire. Start by squeezing your core here and lift up onto the tiptoes of your left foot. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze the core. And then lift the left foot up and extend it all the way back behind you. It's almost as if we're in Warrior Three. Re-engage your core. Find all that support with your legs. Press out through both heels. And then instead of opening out to the left, as you lift your left hip a little higher, you're welcome to reach the right arm out to the side. Maybe even reach it up a little. Left hip can't quite stay fully lifted here in a revolved half moon pose. Let it lower, but really actively press out through both heels. Squeeze your core. Breathe in. Option to float the left hand away from your shin. And then exhale. Stand all the way back up. Breathe and lift up your arms. Exhale. Fold forward. I was feeling that one. Maybe wiggle your feet around for a moment. Spread your toes out. We're going to explore that same shape on the other side, revolved half moon pose. The shape we did, but more with that close off twist version of it to really gather in strength the way we've been exploring. Both hands to your left shin, maybe up closer to the knee. Lift up onto the tiptoes of your right foot. Chest lifts high. Squeeze your core here. And pick up the right foot. Left big toe squeezes the floor as your knee dials counterclockwise here. Extend the right leg back behind you. And even though it's very easy to relax the core here, I want you to invite that in, almost as if you're squeezing your inner thighs towards one another. And then the left arm reaches out to the side. Squeeze your core to help you rotate to the left, or explore, might be the better word. Wobble, all of the above. Option to release the right hand down. Press up through both heels, breathe in. And then exhale all the way back up to stand. Lift your arms. And exhale, forward fold. And then you're welcome to keep forward folding until you melt all the way down toward child's pose. I like to use my blanket for child's pose. You are welcome to, or just do it regular. Make sure your belly has room to move as you notice what it feels like to relax the abdominal area as you breathe here in this shape versus in your down dog shape. Maybe it feels the same, that's fine too. And then lift back up, tabletop. Keep your blanket nearby, you may or may not need it. And bring your right knee up behind your right wrist. Your foot turns so it's a little bit in front of the left thigh. And scooch the left knee back a little bit, and then place the blanket, fold it however high you'd like, underneath the right hip. And then we'll lower down onto the elbows here, not seeking a back bend today, just to stretch for the outer hip. I even like to scooch my right heel into a spot where it digs into the abdomen while I breathe to help create a more massage style technique of the pressure and holding as you move the muscles, so it can help release some of those deeper core muscles. And rest your hands, your head, on your hands. And just explore a few more big breaths. Even welcome to bend the left knee and stretch the quads a little bit. And then if you're ready, you'll switch sides. If you want to stay on this side a while longer, please feel so welcome to do so. The blanket shifts over to the opposite side. Left knee moves behind the left wrist, and your foot turns inward in front of the right thigh. And then relax your hip onto the blanket. If your hips are way high, get the blanket piled over and cushioned underneath the hip. Will help your body actually relax into the stretch. You can place your forehead on your thumbs or move the elbows out wide and get even closer to the ground. Whatever you need here. There is no perfect way this shape should look. Truly the experience that you are having with your own body, your own awareness of what's happening for you in this shape. Again, you're welcome to stay a little longer. Otherwise, you're ready. Your two options. One, you can lay on the floor. Two, you can set your blanket right up at a wall and sit on the blanket. Either feet on the floor with knees bent or crisscross applesauce, whatever suits you. And allow the tailbone to get long again. Back of your head presses into the wall as your whole spine connects to or reaches toward the wall. Shoulders drop back. And just allow your breath to be whatever it is as you notice how your body feels after a flow where you focus so much on really gathering in your own strength, your own support to the full center line, main channel of energy through the body. Hands move down by your sides to touch the ground and yet be as far away from your torso as they can, while still keeping your fingertips grounded. And then turn your head to the left. And tilt your chin or your ear down toward your shoulder. Breathe into the right side as your right shoulder presses back and squeeze a little. And then switch sides. Turn your head to the right. Left shoulder presses back. And breathe into the left side of your neck, your shoulder. And then move your head back through center. Breathe in. Lift up your arms. Thank you, friends, so much for joining class tonight. The light within me honors the same and all the things within each and every one of you. Namaste. Thanks for coming.